So I talk about, and I said, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was because it's a Long Island serial killer, and we have, we've always felt a connection to this case. Another reason why I wanted to kind of break down this movie is because even in movies I don't like, that I would call bad, I can always find something that I do like about it.
Sure.
And I can always find something that I can learn about it. And I do have kind of this advice for like young filmmakers or people who like to study film is watch bad movies. Watch bad movies because in good movies, in very extremely well-made movies by extremely experienced directors, a lot of it is done very well, so you don't notice a lot of it. But in bad movies, since so much of it is done poorly, when there is something that's done very well, it catches your eye.
So let me ask you: was there a moment that was good about this movie for you? I have something, but I'll let you go first.
Particular moments, not so much.
Or to your point, like there's usually something you take away or something you like, even if it's a bad movie.
This is what I take away, and that I think it shows from Liz Garbus, who is normally doing documentaries, is I did feel like this movie is shot like a documentary. And I mentioned that in my breakdown, and I want to just go into more detail about it. There's a lot of like landscape shots where they're doing these wide sweeping shots of Long Island. In normal cinematic movies, you wouldn't have too many of those. A lot of those, or like sunrise shots or anything like that. In documentaries, that's something you want to put in a lot as like transitions. There's a lot of scenes where the camera is either like behind a bush looking out, or like there's a lot of characters are shot like through a window or through a mirror or something. That's a technique that's very present in documentaries because it adds kind of like a sense of realism to it. And I do believe that, you take away how bad the acting is and how there's dialogue that people would normally not say in real life, but there is a sense of like, this is the most realistic version of our world possible, where it's like, one, things look very realistic. They're shot like you just took a camera and put them out on the street. And then how the story goes is just this depressing of, in real life, like sometimes you don't get the answers that you deserve. And sometimes things don't work out well. Yeah. And
like in this case so far, even though they're making progress.
They're making progress, but
Valerie Mack was huge.
Yeah, but there is a very depressing tone and a very realistic tone. I mean, this movie in general is a bummer. This movie is...
You know what I loved about it, though?
What?
You might disagree. I love the way this fucking movie looked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to... Yeah.
Just I mean, like, the color of it.
Right.
I fucking love the color.
We're in a depressing world where things do not work out for you. You can tell from the beginning, like, these are characters that, like... things have never worked out for them, and things aren't going to work out for them. And it's kind of saying from the beginning, like, look, this isn't going to have a happy ending.
I mean, the last scene, which I kind of thought was a weird choice, like, she's hovering over, like, Shannon's skeleton.
She's hovering over Shannon's skeleton, and it's how just sad is it that, like, that's the victory.
I know.
How sad is it that the fact that we found your daughter and we can finally say that for sure she is dead, that's the victory. Because honestly, she knew her daughter was dead the entire movie. She just wanted the police to do something about it. She just wanted the police to go out there and find out where her body. She just wanted the police to do her job. And like, how sad is it, like, that's the victory at the end, is that she finally got, because she's also saying, like, you need to drain the marsh because that's the only place that you ever did. And the victory is just convincing the police commissioner to finally drain the marsh.
The
And
victory is finally convincing the police, like, hey, have you looked like where she was?
yeah, because that's also where she went missing, and that's the one place that they didn't look.
Just saying,
Yeah.
maybe check where she was.
And then you see in text at the end that they never find this guy, and that Marie Gilbert is murdered by her youngest daughter, who has schizophrenia.
Both true.
Both true, but it's like...
Now there's speculation.
Oh, well, I'm saying as it relates to the end of the film, and we can get into that.
Yeah.
But it's really just she found her daughter. It's a small victory, but in a lifetime of just misery and disappointment. Where this is the small victory, but then you see in the text just she's murdered. 6 years after that, but that's how that story ends for her.